Doja Cat has once again landed herself in some hot water, this time around for wearing a shirt of someone who is anti-Semitic. The person whose shirt she's wearing is named Sam Hyde. I actually didn't know who Sam Hyde was before this controversy, so I did a bit of research on him. Hyde previously served as a co-writer on Adult Swim's $1 Million Extreme Presents World Peace, which was cancelled after one season following complaints of racist and sexist themes, according to BuzzFeed. In 2017, the comedian also pledged $5,000 to neo-Nazi website The Daily Stormer after its editor faced a legal battle with the Southern Poverty Law Center over his alleged trolling against a Jewish woman, the Los Angeles Times reports. Doja Cat deleted the original Instagram photo featuring Hyde, but later replaced it with a cropped version with his face removed that had numerous eye-rolling emojis as its caption. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's only so many times you can pull a "she's just trolling, y'all just don't get it" shtick before it becomes too much. And for someone that did a whole bit of image recovery after her chat room scandal, she's very careless. It's one thing to be an asshole, it's another to be an asshole and platform bigotry that goes against everything you say you are, especially when you know better. I don't think there's anything Doja could necessarily say to explain this. If there was, she probably would have immediately said it and not just deleted it and cropped it. I also don't think there's any logical reason to defend Doja Cat anymore. I did think there were some times that she got unfair criticism, but as time goes on, I've come to feel otherwise. She just proves people right or wrong, depending on which side of the spectrum you fell on. I also do think Doja has some internalized issue with her identity. But I say all of this to say, with the mostly miss of an album, the endless amount of extreme antics, it all just feels so aggressively desperate and regressive. And not that good music justifies anything as far as offensive behavior, but I do think it generally helps people look past your bullshit. And I just don't think Doja has anything likable about her this era, besides one or two songs. And not just likability, but nothing interesting musically or narratively. It's just a big concoction of a shock jock mess. Selena Gomez is easily attainable, or at least that is what she wants you to believe. The queen of being not like the other girls has returned back to her cycle of promotion. This time around, she's not using Bella Hadid to wallow in self-pity or extend her image, but instead Beyonce and Adele. A recent interview is quoted saying, "As a celebrity now, Gomez puts herself in a different category than stars like Beyonce and Adele. I'm not unattainable," she said of herself generally. "I look at someone like a Beyonce and I am amazed. My jaw drops. Every part of her is just impeccable, and it's just so beautiful. I went to her show and was blown away, but I'm just not that, and that's okay. I'm me and I'm a little silly, but I also like being sexy and fun. And I also want to do good with the time I had here. We need goddesses like Beyonce and Adele, but I'm just happy to be your best friend." No, I don't think there's anything wrong with Selena Gomez saying she has a girl next door appeal, which is generally true. She's not a natural pop diva, at least in the tradition that we have come to know them. She doesn't have an extremely gaudy presentation or even personality. Although her music commonly focuses on the highs and lows of love, which can certainly be said about Adele and Beyonce as well, everything about Selena Gomez is smaller, and it's probably a mix of choice and being naturally limited. She doesn't have Adele's voice or penmanship or Beyonce's showmanship or vocal prowess, but that doesn't make Beyonce or Adele any more or any less human, just as it doesn't make Selena Gomez more real by default. The problem is Selena Gomez dehumanizes Adele and Beyonce in her statements to sell her audience on parasocial relationships and relatability, very discreetly painting herself into an underdog narrative, while mentioning two women who are generally more revered for their cultural contributions and beings as artists, to make her point. Mind you, two women that start off with humble beginnings and work their way up. For lack of better words, Beyonce and Adele definitely put more thought and heart into their work than Selena Gomez, musically. And while once again there's nothing wrong with Selena staying committed to being a bit more stripped back as far as her brand, her framing of Beyonce and Adele as goddesses in opposition to herself, keywords in opposition to herself, just seems a bit icky and also reads like more not like the other girls rhetoric. It's also interesting that she utilized Adele because yeah, while Adele isn't generally causing drama on the internet every 5 seconds, I feel like Adele isn't necessarily a huge glamour pop star of tradition. She has more of a stripped back persona, she's always cracking jokes on stage, and her extremely personal experiences have been the catalyst for her success. And while they all have varying degrees of respect and dedication for their craft, Selena Gomez has shared many of the same platforms as these two ladies. Same award shows, same magazine covers, even some of the same writers and producers. And even more so, Selena is a multimedia personality in many ways Adele and Beyonce are not, having a hugely popular Disney show, makeup line, and a music career. And your real life best friend generally isn't going to have the same resources as someone like Selena Gomez. A lot of her audience grew up watching her on Disney, and not only being famous, but hanging out and dating other ultra famous people. That's not attainable to the average person. Selena's statement acknowledges the kind of flawed viewpoint she feels is sometimes given to celebrities, then reframes it and uses it to other women, which I don't think is necessarily done maliciously, but definitely carelessly and adds fuel to parasocial relations. I think she also undercuts Adele and Beyonce while trying to prop herself up. Like, Adele and Beyonce also seem to want to do good with the time they have here as well, and also seem to want to be sexy and fun and all those things. The point is, Selena Gomez isn't as attainable as she might like some of her audience to believe. She's also not some great underdog to Beyonce and Adele. She's just not as talented as them.